Hello, this is going to be a short tutorial on how to use Tabletop Simulator for basically card game things, but today we're going to look specifically at how to get the Flesh and Blood mod and how to do most functions in it. So let's go. So going from scratch here, I'm going to go for creating a multiplayer room. You want to basically make it so whatever mode you want is lit up there. I'm going to go for friends, that way no randos are joining, and I create server. So here's the game interface. What we want to do, because I have already uninstalled the mod, you click on Workshop, you go to Browse, it'll pull up the actual Workshop browser here. So for us, typically whatever game you're looking for, there's going to be like a mod specifically that's best for the community. Just kind of like look at whatever community you have for a Discord or a Reddit. For us, we're going to look for Flesh and Blood. And I know that the good one is the Flesh and Blood OSC mod by Owens SD. I have downloaded the mod, so I go back to the game and load it. Alright, this is what it's going to load into. So you're going to have two play mats, you're going to have a little board on the side there, and you're going to have a whole bunch of tokens, dice, and counters you can grab. So to move around the camera, you right click and drag. That'll change the perspective. You can go around, you can zoom in and out. Overall, it's pretty simple. By default, you can move around the camera with WASD. Pretty simple there as well. So for this mod in particular, one cool thing is this board. This allows you to import any deck you find online, any actual like singular card, whatever you want, you can do it. For that, you basically go to any website of your choice. Like for example, I usually go to FabDB. So you go to a deck on FabDB, you literally just copy the link, paste it in there, and click FabDB. You get cards. To interact with cards, you click and drag. You can press the F key to flip a card, either when you're holding it or when you're just hovering over it. And to rotate a card, you press Q and E. You can change the actual rotation degrees with that little like thing up there. And then we just pull everything over. Boop. So for Flesh and Blood, and for things with decks of cards, important things to know. If you click and then hold, you can pick up an entire deck. But if you just like click and pull, you can grab an individual card. Now, next thing to note, if you press the R key when hovering over a deck of cards, it will shuffle it. If you have some cards on the table there, you can pick up one, then right click to kind of like gather them up. Then you can flip it over, put it back on top of a deck. Let's say you have some that are just being a bit more tricky and not so easy to like pick up. You can literally just select them, press the G key, and it'll group them all up. Other things to note, when you're hovering over a pile of cards, you can press any number to draw that many. I press 3 here, 3 cards. Let's say you want to find a certain card in particular. You right click the deck, go to search, and then you can like look through the cards individually. Or let's say I want to look for Channel Lake Frigid. Start typing in the card, it'll pull up the options. By default, whenever you take a card out of this interface, it will go in the same state that it is in the deck. So if it's face down, it'll be face down. Face up, face up. Other things to note, when you're hovering over a card, you can press and hold the Alt key to zoom in on it. That way it's a lot easier to read. While doing that, you can still zoom in further, like just use your mouse wheel to make it like larger or smaller. That'll hold over for like whenever you're zooming in on a card. Besides that, other things to note, for dice, same as how you can press R to roll a actual like shuffle your deck, you can select dice, press R to roll them. If you hover over selection, it'll show you the actual, just some of the dice there. And then yeah, for Flesh and Blood, like we have, usually when you import a deck, it'll have the actual equipment and at least the main deck separate from one another. That way it's easier to try and find like what's really relevant to you. It kind of depends on the link you take as to whether or not it'll have like the sideboard in with the equipment or not. But yeah. I will cover most of the basics for trying to just use any sort of like a deck or just card game in TTS. You'll notice like when the actual cards were drawn, they went to a zone that's visible at the bottom of my screen and also over here. That is not visible to other players. It is your hand. So if I move and change my color to yellow over here, you'll see I can see that there's a hand there. I can't see the cards. Even if I flip them, I cannot see them. Yeah, that should be the basics for just using TTS and using the Flesh and Blood mod. The main other thing is that there are counters for life. You just click on it, then you can just type in numbers. Got a plus and a minus. Very simple. I hope this helps, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.